Halloween and happy Mercury retrograde. So I pulled some cards today and was channeling some kind of shit earlier. I've kind of been on overload the last couple days. So I am coming on now. And I pulled some cards because I channeled some things for Mercury retrograde, and I'm glad that the cards came out that came out, because now you guys can kind of see it on what I was channeling. Every Mercury retrograde, people freak out, in my opinion, and they worry about everything that could go wrong. And a lot of times people will kind of, hermit themselves and not want to come out of the house because they think that if they don't leave the house, then their car won't break down and they won't get in an argument at work because they're not at work or at school. Or, if they just sit at home and watch TV, or don't do anything, that nothing will happen to them and they've beat Mercury retrograde. That's not true, because Mercury rules the mind as well, and your brain will start going stir crazy. So when I pulled this spread, it was really amazing, because I know that, every year around this time that there's always everything around us and in the world is transforming, and it is, dying. There's a lot of death that happens around now in December, and at least in my family. So I get it that there's a lot of stuff that is dying, and and new coming in. And you'll see that a lot even with the crows, right? You'll notice this time around, there's ravens or crows everywhere. And it's because a lot of things are dying away. And, they're messengers. So they will tell you oh, hey, keep an eye out on this, because, we watch you all the time. We're always flying around. We're high up in the air. We can see what's dying, what is regrowing. We know these kind of things. So anyways, enough about crows. We have the death card, which is transformation. We also have judgment, which is amazing, because if you've been going through this transformation and you're well, what the fuck is going on? Well, honey, you're awakening. That's what's going on. And if you haven't yet, it's super duper close. Things are gonna just totally flow and make sense. All of the signs, all the symbols, anything that you have been through, it's all gonna start making sense to you. Some of you, though, if you are being stuck in your place thinking that you can beat Mercury retrograde, or you can do this transformation and awakening on your own, you out of your damn mind, okay? Share your voice. Look at this card. See what I'm talking about with the Hermit? How she's literally reclusing herself away from everybody, hiding in this cave from the whole entire world, just sitting back and looking at everything. You need to speak up. You need to look at things from a different perspective this time around, and know that you have to make sure that you ask for help, that you seek for help or guidance from anybody when you're going through those moments. If you're having a hard time and you don't ask for help, or you don't go to the right person for support, emotional support, then that sucks. I'm sorry. That's the only way I can put it. Because you need a support system. You need a support system really strongly this time around. And you need to get out. In my opinion, you need to make sure that we're out and not hide ourselves. For instance, today, my light bulbs in my kitchen went out. My ass still went out. Every fucking retrograde around this time, my heater does not work. And it takes forever to get it to start working. It worked fine today. I'll take the light bulbs. I am aware of it. There's certain things that we just can't get ahead of, but that doesn't mean that it has to hold us back. And we can ask for help, and it's not weak. It is not weak at all. Not at all. Do not ever in your mind, I'm sorry, it's hitting me like a ton of bricks. You have to ask for help. Or you have to be the one to help other people. if this is you and you're always helping other people, this is your best friend, are you not going to try to dig her out and take her ass out? Be real. Like, are you not? I do. I do that. I do that for my clients. I'm like, hey, I feel your energy shift. I feel you changing. Here's me coming along, swooping you up. Let's go out. That's part of the transformation. That's part of the awakening. Knowing how to deal with it. Knowing that you have to have a give and take from that situation. That you have to have a support system, a tribe. You have to have someone who understands you so that when you go through these moments, that it makes it easier. It makes Mercury easier. It makes your awakening easier. It makes transformation easier. It just makes everything so much easier when you finally let go of ego and say, you know what? I'm not feeling good today. I've sat in this shit for 3 days. I need to get rid of it. So I'm going to call so-and-so. And if so-and-so's in the same shithole that you're in, guess what? Y'all can talk about it. Because now you're not taking from them and they're not taking from you. You guys are giving and taking. They'll have a different perspective. You'll have a different perspective. There has to be communication still, even though it's Mercury retrograde. The only thing is now you're aware that it's Mercury retrograde. You know communication is going to be shit. So if they say something that pisses you off, guess what? You're going to say something that pisses off someone too. So you might as well do it with somebody that you trust, that is awakened or going through it, and ask for support, you guys. Like, come on. I get it. Transformation's hard. I know awakening's hard. I level up so many different times that it's crazy. Just because you've been awakened once doesn't mean that you're like, that's it. It's only one time and you're done. No, you are constantly evolving. Look at the world. Do you think the world just sits there and look back, to the 1800s? Does the world look like it did then? No, because we're always evolving. So I don't know. Some take it easier than others. Some don't. My feeling and what I'm seeing is that we need to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves with people who are like-minded during this time frame, and that we are sharing our voice. Okay, we're coming out, we're expressing ourselves, we're getting different perspectives on how we're handling things, and not hiding out. So this retrograde, just trust, just believe that everything's going to be fine and that you're going to find your people. And if you don't and they're not there to support you, weed them out. That's part of transformation and awakening. That's part of it. Knowing who you can have around you so that when you're in a shitty spot, your ass don't have to be around them anymore to bring you down. So have a good retrograde. It's until the 20th. And happy Halloween.